Hi guys, today I just want to talk about topic of growth spiritually. And yes, if all of you guys are clicking through this video and saw the background right here is some random tree, right? I just like walking on this park and it would just randomly come out in my mind, and I want to share with all of you who are watching this video some of the gospel that maybe you might need to hear this or not, about growing spiritually, especially to those who walk with God, walk with Jesus, right? And we don't understand how we grow with God. Maybe the most misunderstanding thing that I've got, maybe most of us, even me as well, fall into that pit is I have to try more, I have to do more something for God. That is the mindset that I got, and I have. Even now, I'm still struggling with that, and I just want to share with all of you. The truth is, to growing spiritually is not our job to make it happen, but our only job to grow is just grow, right? So here, this tree back here in my behind my back is. So God just trying to tell us is, I just want you guys to look deeply into the tree. I just want to ask you guys something is, does tree grows by trying, or it just grow? I'm gonna take it some time, right? So you guys know the answer, right? Tree, they don't grow by trying, they just grow, right? We don't try, but we grow. Just like in spiritually, meaning is in growth, we cannot force the timing, or we cannot force the process, right? When we walk with God, we cannot force it, and the only thing that we can do is just like trust the process. That's what I say, right? Trust the process and trust in His timing and trust in God. Yes, maybe sometime we will face hardships, we will face all of the ups and downs, feeling unmotivated, feeling down, but all of that was part of the process too, because sometimes God will allow us to facing some of the darkness so that we can appreciate the lights. Sheesh, right? So yes, so what I want to share with all of you guys is, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, what you will drink, or about your body, what you will put on. It's not the life more than food, and the body more than clothes, said by Jesus, right? And yes, but which one of you thinking worrying can add a single hour to your life, right? The worrying cannot it do nothing to your life, but rather it just creates problem out of nothing, right? Just like nothing's happening outside yet, but everything is just like spiraling inside our head. And that's why God just trying to tell us is, calm down a little bit and just walk step by step in faith, right? That's why they call walk by faith, not by sight. Sometimes the situations might just make you feel like, oh, why this doesn't make any sense, right? And yes, most of the time it's gonna be like that, and that's okay too. That's why our faith will start to grow in the middle of that darkness, because God allowed darkness to happen in your life so that you can appreciate the light that He has for you, right? So yes, about growing is, we cannot try. Although we try, we will just realize that we cannot try. We don't have to try, but we just trust, right? Different tea. And yes, in this process on our spiritual growth is not our job to do all of that, but it is God's duty to do for you. Because when God died for you, He didn't just tell you that do all things that you want, right? He tells you He will help you, He will uphold you, He will strengthen you, and He will be with you always, although in the dark time. That's why one of the things that my pastor told me, and it always keep me open up my eyes, is, you don't have to try to feel God. Don't feel God, but have faith in God, right? Because if we feel God, means God trying to tell us is, feelings change. One day is good, one day is bad. That's why when we feel God, one day we feel close to him, and when we don't feel close to him at all, we were just being like, oh, God might have leave me or forsake me, right? But rather than feeling God, instead have faith in God. When you have faith in God, no matter what happens, you're just going to trust that, oh, although I'm gonna feel down, God is always with me. That is called have faith in God, right? And yes, spiritual growth is we cannot try, but we can only trust. The only job, only work that we can do for God is not to do, but to believe, right? To believe in all He did and to believe in who He is. Because Jesus said, do not fear, only believe, right? And yes, spiritual growth is, if all of you guys right here are struggling with spiritual warfare and all things of that, God just want to tell you that the battles is not yours to fight, but God will fight for you. Just in Exodus 14:14, right? Be still and know that I am God. I will uphold you and I will fight for you, right? The battle is not yours, but God's. See, right? If you just like stick to the gospel and just accept it, you will experience peace and freedom, and all of that will bleed out into your life. And yes, the only thing we can do for God is to believe, not to do more. But after you believe, the actions will flow out naturally. And yes, we walk by faith, not by sight. For we grow, we not try, but we just trust, right? And yes, if all of you guys, some of you guys are worrying about this process of walking with God or God not, so there's anything like that, I just want to tell you guys is just slow down a little bit. We don't have to worry, and we don't have to try to rush it. That's why our character is built in this dark time. And yes, it's gonna be okay. If it's not the end, right? Everything's gonna be okay. All things are working out for your greater good, because God got your life. He got you. He got your back, right? Don't forget that. Sometimes the enemy trying to distract you by whispering to your head, and that's why God says, my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither my ways your ways. That's why He wants you to forsake your thoughts and then to trust in His word. That's where peace can come out in your life. Yes, this video might be enough for you guys today, and I just want to tell you guys is God is always with you. You don't have to worry. Rather than feel God, have faith in God. When you have faith in God, you will not worry about anything. It doesn't mean God didn't promise you to take the storms away, right? The dark time will come, of course. Sometimes we will face hardships, facing some heartbroken situations. But God promised you to be with you in all storms. Even Jesus sleep on the same boat with His disciples, right? That means no matter what the situations might feel like, He's always with you. You don't have to worry. See you around.